What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready. We got NVIDIA after the bell. We got the entire market waiting, watching, and we'll see what happens today if there's any pre-market run up into it. But it is going to be a big fireworks show after the bell today because obviously we got the leader of the chips. We got that leading into anything AI. Probably all going to be some kind of sympathy play. And we'll talk about that in a second. But hope you guys are doing well. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Bill, Brian, Carlos. Good morning. We got Jay, Jeff, Joe's in the house. Good morning to JT, Kevin, Lauren. We got Marius, Mike, Shane, Win is in the house. Clarice coming in hot already. She got TGT. We'll get to some Target as well. Yep, they had some earnings. And any other tickets you guys want, let me know. We'll throw that into the chat and we'll get to those as well. But SPY is gapping down a little bit. Pretty strong day. Shows there's still some bulls in the market, but will they be there tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But obviously we are what do we got? 7 hours? 8 hours? We got about 8 hours till NVIDIA comes out with earnings. And we'll see if any of that wants to change sentiment or just continue this rally and extend it as far as possible in a bullish direction. We'll see. We did build in a decent level of support. We also have obviously a pretty interesting level of resistance. So let's throw the support down at 530.25 for today. And then I'm looking at like 531.54, something like that should be resistance. This is our third time we got up into that range for whatever reason. And we'll just round to the whole number. We'll go 531.50. They're holding it. They're holding it. Bulls have not been able to really get any closing past it. Third attempt to get up there, and now we are gapping down a little bit. But we'll watch that support. We'll see if we get a bounce. Being that this is a little bearish gap and go, I'll be probably patient and open. See if we get down there first. If I'm going to try to go bullish, because the trend is still bullish. Everything about this trend right now at the moment is still bullish. But I do want to see how that 530.30 zone wants to act. And if we could hold it, if we're looking for a bounce, that's where I'd want to probably look to go long. And then you got to watch this 531.41 and see if we get back up there. Maybe we're going short. It's kind of staying in this range a little bit. But if we do break, still some more deeper levels of support right below us, 529.93. After that, we got 529.23. And then I almost don't want to get down there because, and I don't think we hit this one today. Maybe after the bell, depends on NVIDIA, but 528.86. That's going to be a big key level. Again, I don't want to get down there because that's also getting below yesterday's entire candle. And I think that would put a little bit more pressure onto the bulls. So I almost don't want to retest that spot. I want to, we didn't quite get there. We almost got there yesterday in terms of the lows, but we'll see. Bullish engulfing candle. And right now, all sentiment is still bullish for the moment, but we do have a mini little pullback, profit taking. Boots and pants are the lyrics. The lyrics of the song. The lyrics of the song escape me. I'm not quite sure. I'm not even following. At first I thought you were mentioning like the song, like if you like pina coladas, get caught. I don't know why, but that was the first thing that came to my head. And then Mike said boots and pants, and I'm immediately thinking WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance. I don't know. My mind is so stock focused. We got Q's. That one's got a little bit of a gap up. Oh, that's the opening. Yeah, we could probably add some lyrics to that. I'll have whoever wants to volunteer. Jeff, if you want to volunteer to record some vocals, we'll throw it right, right over that opening track. We got the Q's. I kind of want to see it though, Jeff. Not even lying. Q's, they're still holding up. So Q's a little bit stronger than SPY, and that was able to close at a all-time high yesterday. So good close on the Q's. Run up into the NVIDIA earnings. I don't know. But let's see if we get a mini pullback somewhere on this one. Otherwise, support, if we do get a pullback, 454.94. And then we'll have to see if we get just some continuation, but I'd see if we get a little pullback first, especially with the SPY being down. Otherwise, I'm just buying at all-time highs. I mean, I not even exaggeration on that. It's just no matter what I buy, it's all-time highs, I guess. TLT falling a little bit, so TLT we got to pull him back, still staying in his range, so still got maybe a little bit of support. We have this uptrend too. This candle's like right at the touching the uptrend line. We're pulling back, retesting. So let's see if 91.12 wants to hold in this one. If we get a little retest, it is a retest gap on TLT. I'm not sure if we might have some bond auctions today. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody smarter than me, if you have time, if you could check that. All right, let's go into some tickers. If you have any companies you'd like to take a look at, let me know. But Target, yep, Lawrence saying Target, just like Clarice, real virtual demands, BTC, and then we got M Sky wants to take a look at Tessie. Target had earnings, missed on earnings per share. They did beat on revenue side by $13 million. Surprise beat to the higher side. Decent gap down. I think guidance was actually a little bit lower on this one. We are at a little support, not much. I kind of want to hold on to this 139.29 zone. The other thing I'd like to do too is throw a fib on this one. Is there buyers? Does anybody want some Target? I don't know if that's the top. No, we'll go a little bit higher. So yeah, I have we're opening right at that 50% retracement. It's also a retest gap. We've got the 200 probably would be the target today if you're looking for a fade on this one. So that would give us like a 147.44. Wouldn't mind a high wave. Give me some indecision out of the gate. Otherwise, if we start breaking down from current level, especially if it's past 139.35, the 618 on this move is all the way back down to 31.25. I don't think we get there today. This is a big enough gap. We're probably not. Yeah, I'd be looking a little bit more for the fade up higher on this one. Let's see if we get that higher on the list. Definitely should be tradable, but big gap. Again, we did miss on earnings per share, but we did beat on revenue. Interestingly enough, Walmart, when Walmart reported, and I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly, I don't shop at Target that much. I don't really shop that. I don't really leave the house, actually, come to think of it. Um, but Walmart actually had a good beat and a good gap up. So a little bit different in the retail sector when it comes to Target. Obviously, Walmart is known for their cheaper products or less expensive products. So it'd be interesting to see some of these other retailers come out. And if Target is not necessarily the cheapest out there, which I was on the assumption was relatively like cheap stuff, I guess. But they do get you because you get it in there, and then like I have been to a Target before in my life. The first little section you walk to is like the dollar section, and then from there, like you're like, oh, they give you a good feeling about stuff, and then 30 minutes later, you got $3,000 worth of products. But Target, it is at a little bit of support here. It's also a retest gap. We're well below that 200. I think this one probably fades. So I would be looking for a fade on this one. Let's see. We got the next one. We'll take a look at. Let's go to Bitcoin first, and then we'll take the coin BTC USD. Bitcoin, just hanging out for now. Obviously, we've got really good resistance, which we did just hit, but 71,803. So pretty strong candle on this one. This was going from 66,186, and then eventually we stopped at that 70, almost 72 zone. So that's a big move. A little bit of a pullback. You had a rest day yesterday. For right now, we're still inside of yesterday's candle. We still got the talks of ETFs for for Ethereum. So I do think that this probably breaks, but I wouldn't put it past it. We could get a little bit more, almost a 50% retrace. Come in, hold like the 68, 852 zone. But for right now, not a lot happening in terms of sentiment, just kind of hanging out. I would watch that candle from yesterday if we start breaking lows. Again, that would be my first target, the 68 and change. Otherwise, if we get a deeper pullback, you're looking at like 67, 233 on Bitcoin. The high of yesterday, so looking at 72,000. If we can start breaking that again, next immediate stop is 73,000. But I think yeah, probably more than enough sentiment to break out. We did already retest that zone too. So if you break this candle from the 21st Tuesday, you're probably having a heck of a run in Bitcoin with nothing really holding it back or stopping it. Coinbase, I would assume should move a little bit like Bitcoin. So here's our breakout day. We did have a retest gap. I think the sentiment in crypto land is still a little bit more to the bullish side, but having these pullbacks makes a lot of sense. We almost kind of came down, hit some of those moving averages, the 20. I got the 10 down there as well. So not a bad little just retest, and then probably still look to play bullish. But that being said, you got 228.58 should be the next little resistance. So we do have some resistance to kind of get back up there. Obviously, if we break yesterday's high, so we break out of yesterday, the next target is all the way up to like 244. So not a bad location. Again, you have a little bit of a potential double bottom. This is your first little sign of at least a new higher low. If this one wants to pull back, hopefully those moving averages hold. But I think a really good support where a lot of these bulls are probably still around this 217 zone, 216.19, if it wants to come back down there. Otherwise, I don't see yesterday as really a sell-off candle, but more of a profit taking on that retest. And we did cover the gap. We closed. So I would be looking for, I would like to see some consolidation. Probably not even a high wave candle, just a little bit more consolidation, maybe a high wave on a 15-minute. Take the break of that, and then I think we could be good. Just because you do have that resistance right above us. But again, if we can get past it, you have a really good bullish trade. So let's get coin a tad higher as well. Amazon. AMZN. Amazon, we got interesting gap up. They had news yesterday that first came out that they were canceling their orders with NVDA because they wanted to wait for the next one. Then I think NVIDIA reported, I think it was after the bell even, NVIDIA put out a statement saying, no, we were working with Amazon and like we just figured it was best for them to wait based on what they needed. So not really a cancel, just more of a wait till the next product comes out. More computing power and more chip and dip. But Amazon, nice little hammer. You do have the moving average right here. We got a little safety off of. Obviously, there's been some bearish pressure in here. I just don't know if this is a big enough pullback really for the bulls to get excited yet. And then we got NVIDIA after the bell too. So entire market could change even on a swing trade basis. Yeah, this is only the 38% retracement. So I would have had to see this thing for me come down to at least 179.08. We kind of got close to it, but not really. It's probably I think for a day trade basis, you get a little bit more chop. This is going to be a strong resistance right above you. So somewhere up in this 184.37, 184, we'll call it 50. If you're going to make any kind of play, I think that's where you got to get held up. This is a retest gap from yesterday, so some of these resistance I think are going to be a little bit stronger. Probably some people have them as targets. And then support on this one, 181.90. So it's kind of a little bit just in chop zone, but you do have the gap up. It is a retest. I'd try to short not at open, but as close as you get to that 184.30 zone, somewhere there if you want to get a nice green hammer, green high wave, go short on it. But I don't think you're gonna be in that thing for a long time. A little bit more chop. Let's see. Clarice says not to be a hog, but shop. Don't worry. Don't worry. One, you're being a hog, obviously. But we also had Albert say it too. So okay. The people want shop. That's fine. Shop does have a little bit of a gap up today. Let's see. We're kind of right into resistance from first look, but let me get some of these lines off. Uh-uh-uh. You do have a decent gap and go. Again, my main concern with the initial gap is targets. So I got $58.90, and then I got $59.09. So somewhere up in that range should be a little bit of resistance, I would think, for shop. But this is a good gap and go. I wish there was just more volume. I think it was 2 days ago, and this is how wild. I mean, the volume is going to start getting a little sloppy, a little messy here. I think it was 2 days ago was the lowest volume we had in the last previous 12 months. So we're not only into like a normal like summertime lighter volume, but we're really extremely low on volume. So I don't know, but this is a gap and go. I'm gonna watch this one. I almost want to see it get up to that first target first, fail. This is how I would play it. Actually, this is what I'd be looking for. Two scenarios because I don't know how good this resistance is. I think it's gonna be a strong one. So I'd almost like to see it get up there first, fail, start coming back down, maybe into this range right here, which roughly is about 58.26. And then if I'm going to try to buy it, try to get it on the next break up, especially if the market's looking green and we're running bullish. Or the second scenario, which I wouldn't mind either, would be again, do nothing, wait for the break here. So wait for it to break out first, come back down, and then look for some kind of support here. The appealing part of this trade is if we can get through that and we can get this little bit of a pullback. I got targets all the way up at like $62. So that's a decent amount of room for a day trade. So I kind of prefer this one because at least I know the bulls had the opportunity to get through it. They were able to do it. You get some profit taking, some shorts clearing out, and then I think shop would be good to go. So that's the one I'd primarily want. But if you want to buy low, you're looking for probably some kind of entry into that. But we could watch that one as well. Shop's already pretty high on the list. That's good. All right, we got the coin, Amazon, Targets, MS. Oh, I'm dyslexic today. I got WSM. Nice gap up, all-time highs. Huh? Williams Sonoma. They're the paint people. They're the paint people. Is this on earnings? Yep, that's a good beat. 48% higher than expected on earnings per share. And then you have the revenue beat by 6.8 million. So really good report for earnings. I don't know how to play it. I got I got no levels, no levels up there. This is a major gap. My instinct would tell me to look for the fade, but we've seen these things not fade. And you do have that 11%. How does this company have 11% short float? How is that possible? Why does people hate this company so much? WSM, that is a large one. 11% short float on something that is like the shorts have never been winning on this one. Why would they short this one? They've been down the entire time. Oh, you got some diamond hand bears on this one. But yeah, the short float might be decent for more continuation. Otherwise, my first instinct would be to short it, and that's probably incorrect. So I don't think I'm gonna trade it. We will throw it on the list. Uh I don't know why. I mean, they sell paint. I don't understand. Like the bears think they're gonna stop painting. I don't know. You might have the valuation high. Maybe that's why people are shorting this thing. Hold on. What's the PE? You got forward PE at like 19, Yeah, the PE's at 21, so for a paint company, maybe that's a little high. Operating margin 16%. Gross margin 42% is not bad. I don't know why that short float is so high. That's a little bit of a wild one. But 11% short float, that's a decent amount to get squeezed on that gap. Maybe people looking for that double top. I don't really understand why people would be bearish on it. ADI, so that one's got a gap up. This one, I have no clue what this one does. Beating by 10% on earnings per share, and then you got come in with a 50. AMD, I think, is running right now. Good pop on AMD pre-market. Surprise beat 53 million to the upside for ADI. Let's see, do they have any short float? These companies that I like never heard of, yeah, they should have. Those are my go-to. Like, what's their short float? That's only got 2%. People like them more than Williams Sonoma. Uh, can't use your volume profile to look for interest in the areas. You can't. Yeah, on these type of gaps ups, that's all time high. There's going to be a spot, and this is why they're much tougher for me at least. Even without volume profiles, without anything, like you could use other pivots, you could use trend lines, you could use. But here you're just like, when does the bulls get tired and want to lock in gains? And that's it. So yeah, you're in no man's land up here. It's very tough. For this one, the other one as well. This one is a retest gap. You had a good push in the bullish direction into it. So again, I'd probably be a little more interested to fade this one than to fade the WSM, to be honest. At least WSM had like a little double top. We started to sell off a little bit. So that little pullback might be enough to be like, okay, I can see why people on a technical basis might want to go short. But this one, yeah, I don't have this one we kind of did buy up into it. So we just went from 181 to 227 in the matter of, I don't know, a month. That's not bad. All I can do is put myself in the shoes of somebody buying it here or here or here, and I'm like, wow, I just made a lot of money really quick. I would be interested in taking my profits on this one. So, but that's me. So I would be interested in a fade on this. PDD 77 says bought Monday's lows, easiest trade of my life. Uh, for which one? The one we just looked at? We got PDD, so that's got a gap up on earnings. They did miss on earnings per share, but they beat on the revenue. This is like Baba last time. Baba last quarter, I think it was a miss on the earnings per share, but then they beat on the revenue. So the revenue's still there in China, but this is a really good move. Again, you did get bought up into this run up. So maybe we get a little bit of a pullback, but that's right now at least clearing a really good pivot. Really good pivot. First spot, see if we could get a little bit of a pullback. First spot I'd be looking for is about 151.60. It's a big gap though. A lot of randos in this one. Let's get PDD higher just in case. All right. MCHP. I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them today. Let's see. Again, at least we got a green candle, so maybe a little pullback on this one. Not a massive gap. Was this earnings? Nope, just news. Blue Sky firewall technology, microchip technology stock. Wall Street bullish bearish. That was 4 days ago. So it looks like they got new firmware, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if anybody understands the tech, but I could understand Tupperware, but firmware, that's where I draw a line. I don't get any of it. But that is a retest gap. You are gapping to all-time highs. You did have the run up in there. I think that one's probably most likely a fade as well, or at least that's how I'd want to play it. Baba. So Baba actually coming down. So it's not all of China rallying today, just PDD on that specific news. Has a little bit of support on 84.61. Other than that, if you're looking for a buying opportunity, like I said, I personally think the bottom's in. We'll see. Providing that we don't have any type of crazy news. If we go 618 on Baba, it's not really at the best risk to reward spot for a trade. For me, I'd kind of want to see this 84.69 get taken out. And probably get a lot closer to that 82.48 zone, but it is a retest gap, so at support, I think this one probably gets your pop at open and then watch. I mean, targets in this probably about 86.15. We shall see. Lift LYFT. Also, Lululemon too had some. I don't know if I'm going to get to it. We'll go to that one next. But if anyone's looking for a retest, we got Lift opening into a little resistance. See if you get the fade first on Lift. Unless we start immediately breaking out, probably about $16.37. Then you should have a decent move up to 16.64. Otherwise, from this spot, I'd see if we could get a pullback. Probably into 16.12 is a better spot. And then if it wants to move on a daily basis, that is a good double bottom if it holds. Really good support down there as well. So not a bad spot if you're interested in Lift. We'll take a look at the yoga pants. So we got Lululemon. They had some news where they are I think trying to change up some CEOs and people are kind of moving around, but this one is one that is down, I think about 40% from the highs. So it's down a lot. I do like the valuations getting closer to here. So I'll start to be buying soon, probably next month. Wait a week, something like that. But this should be, I think, a retest gap. I wouldn't be too hard pressed to maybe even sell some puts that end in like maybe, I don't know what the premiums are, but probably not this week, next week, something like that. But I think this is probably a retest gap. I don't know for day trade how far you go in this one, but 311, about 312 is my first spot where we kind of get some contention. And then if we keep break through it, you got about 316. But again, big retest gap, lots of selling into it, lots of people on this thing short. So I think you get a decent opportunity for some type of fade on this one. I'm going to throw this one personally higher for me. Oh no, we're running out of time. No. Airbnb. Airbnb. We got a lot today. I think Monday we had like one stock. That's it. Airbnb. Not a great close yesterday, below the 200. So watch that one. Could be on a little bit of a bigger pullback ahead, but we got 144.61 would be my probably better spot to look for a short. And then if you're looking for a swing, your stop on that's probably going to be about 146.07. See if this one wants to come down a little bit lower. I do have some support at 143.67, not a huge one. And then you're probably looking for a little bit bigger of a pullback, 141.38, something like that. But that's the morning bell. My goodness, this list was crazy today. I love it. All right. You guys in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you have not done so already. We do this every day, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., right before the bell opens. And I'll catch all you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Later, guys.